You turned it on.
Mine works.
I turned mine off as soon as I sat down.
Testing 1, 2.
All right, it's 6 o'clock. We're going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. We're going to go ahead and do the Pledge of Allegiance. All right, we're going to go ahead and do the hearing of citizens. Do we have any? Having none, we're going to go to number 3, which is new business, which is the non-homestead millage. In our packet tonight, you guys can see Exhibit A is the wording that will be publicized. Does anybody have any questions over Exhibit A? Again, this is just asking for a renewal with a 0.5 mils increase.
Mr. President, that increase will cover the current Headley rollbacks that we're already experiencing, and will leave a little buffer for anticipated Headley rollbacks.
Hearing no discussion, can I get a motion?
Yeah, I, Carrie Freeman, make the motion to adopt the non-homestead renewal resolution to be on the May 2nd, 2023 election.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Member Freeman.
Yes.
Eckes.
Yes.
Aldra.
Yes.
Brewer.
Yes.
Hatcher.
Yes.
Tucker.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Moving on, vacant board seat interviews. Jonathan, you want to go ahead and walk us through the process here?
Yes. This evening, we have 4 candidates. We did have a candidate withdraw. We did this last night. We have 4 candidates, and as soon as we're done with this, I will walk out and pick up the first one who's waiting for us in the conference in the main office. I will bring them back. I will introduce them to the board. They will sit. I will return to my seat. The process is you have 9 questions that the board have agreed upon. Mr. Hatcher, you will start with number 1 for all 4 candidates. We will proceed down the table. We will return back to Mr. Hatcher for number 7, and number 8, and Mr. Brewer, you will finish with number 9. At the end of the 4 interviews with 4 candidates, opportunity for the board to have discussion, for conversations and logistics. We will refer to candidates by an assigned letter that you have in your packet. That is out of respect for them, and hopefully make the process easier. After that time of discussion, there will be a vote where each board member will rate the 4 candidates. I believe it's going to be difficult for you, and I'm sorry for that, but I think it's a good representation of that you will have a new board member that will serve the community well, and once we will take the 4, and we anticipate that it will be reduced down to 2, but if there is a clear individual for your rating system as board members, then Mr. Brewer, as president, could make a recommendation based on the tally for a single name. If we do have 2, we will name them at that point. If we reach 2 finals, both names will be shared. You will vote then in a roll call vote by name of the candidate you feel should fill the seat. So when it's time for a vote, you will vote by name. Does that make sense?
There's not a motion.
There will be, Mr. Brewer will call for a
Or will
motion.
be at the end, when we decide
Okay.
the final candidate, I'll
Once
make a
again,
motion.
if we have down to 2, the motion will be we will share the 2 names if we reach 2.
Okay.
Both names will be shared. A motion will be called for the board to vote, a roll call vote, to name their recommended person to fill the seat.
Okay.
That's when we use a name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
You will vote by name if there's 2. If by chance there's just 1, motion will be called, a second will be needed, discussion of course, if necessary, and then a roll call vote.
Well, so that's, I guess,
there's 6 of us, so what if it's, when we have our top 2, if it's 3 and 3, then we just have to have more discussion until we come to a
More
1?
discussion and
Okay.
continue vote. Thank you, and excellent question, Mr. Freeman. There must be a majority of the board, so there has to be a vote of 4 for an individual candidate to fill the seat.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Good question.
All right.
Good question.
Do we have to vote for 2?
The process established would be to rate 4.
You need to read.
Right, the 4, right. So we have to rate, okay.
He'll calculate everything we're going to take.
So on
If we
here,
have a-
we rate them 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Front runner, or sure front runner, we'll say
Right,
that one, if there's a
right.
close game. Okay.
I will be ready. And our first candidate is already here.
This is my first. Oh, well, see? Oh, I didn't pay attention. Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jessica Bober. There was a confusion because on the email, it said Jessica Higgins, and so clarification, Jessica Higgins applied. What is Jessica Bober, who is here? Maiden name, married name, so.
I didn't know how to change it in my email.
No, you're fine. Well, welcome. We're going to go ahead and get started with some questions. We will ask you 9 questions. We'll go in order, and we're going to start with Tracy on the end.
Yep. Good evening. I'm Board Member Tracy Hatchett, and I'll start with the first question. And the first question is, what qualities and skills and experience would you bring that you would bring would be a contribution to the district, and are you willing to pursue additional skills through local and state training opportunities?
I am a very passionate person, especially about education. I am currently working to get my CDA so I can be a preschool teacher, and then I am thinking about getting a degree in social work to follow that up so I can have more opportunities. And I get state training through my job as an assistant preschool teacher, so I would definitely be open to that.
Okay.
I am nervous right now, I'm sorry.
That's natural.
I am, like I said, very passionate about education. I think that all of our children should get the best education possible. And that's pretty much all I got.
That's fine. That's fine.
Hi, Jessica, welcome. I'm Carrie
Hi.
Freeman. All right, question number 2. In your vision for education in this community, what are the most important skills students need when they graduate, and what are the top 3 things you believe DUS needs to work on?
As far as skills go, I think just general life skills are very important, so that way when they get into the adult world, they know how to function. Like they can balance a checkbook, they know how to cook a meal, and take care of themselves. I also believe that confidence is extraordinarily important, so that way when they go into like job interviews or anything like that, they have the skills they need to get through that, and they can be forthcoming with information and not be as hesitant. In our district, I think that there are a few things that we can work on. I think that I know from my own child that we don't really have many options available for children who are performing above the grade level standard. And that's a conversation that I've had with Brian Henry and the assistant superintendent to see what we could get done to help my child and others like him. I also think that we need to work on having more programs available so that way children can have a start on careers when they graduate from high school, so they can gain some skills and stuff during their school experience that will work in real life.
Okay.
And I also think that as a district, we have a big problem with bullying, both cyber and in school. And I would like to work on that as much as we can work on it with today's technology.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening, Jessica Rosazra. Nice to
Good
see you.
evening.
Oh, it's your turn, I'm sorry.
She's so eager.
I know, she was so excited.
I was happy because I'm going to ask the shortest question. So I'm Brent Broder. What do you see as the role and responsibility of school board members?
I think that school board members are there to represent the district and the schools and be an advocate for our students and our teachers and our staff, and to be active community members and be open to talking to the public about their opinions or issues or within reason.
Thank you.
Okay, Jessica, here we go. After review and discussion on significant issues, the board operates by a majority vote. When the majority vote is different from your position, how would you handle the situation?
I have worked in places that have had a majority vote before, and some of them did not go my way. And I understand and respect that, because not everything in life goes your way. And sometimes we do have to meet in the middle and work out what's best for everybody, not just what's best for me personally.
Wonderful, thank you so much.
Hi, Jessica, I'm Stephanie.
Hi.
What is your understanding of a board member's role regarding the superintendent's responsibilities?
I'm not really sure I know much about that, honestly. I don't really know how to answer that, because I'm not really sure that I know enough about what you guys do and what he does to differentiate.
Okay, thank you.
Hi there, Rob Eckes. Like many organizations, our district runs on a chain of command where the board president speaks for the board when necessary. Would you as a board member feel comfortable in this situation?
I would feel comfortable in that situation. In my years of employment, we've had jobs where there have been people who would speak for the group. And as long as they're doing what's been agreed to or what's in the people's best interest, then I would have absolutely no issue with that.
As a board member, you'll be asked to make decisions where you must put aside what's best for you, your family, and your friends to do what's best for the students in the district. What does this mean to you?
I was actually just having a conversation with somebody while I was waiting about how I would have to put aside what's necessarily best for my children to do what's best for the district. And I mean, like I said before, sometimes things don't always go your way, and sometimes what's best for the district isn't necessarily best for you and your family. And, you know, sometimes you just have to do what's best for the majority instead of thinking about just you and how everything affects you. because there's always a bigger picture.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. Describe your response if a parent or concerned citizen cornered you in the grocery store and asked for your support on a particularly hot issue.
I work at a daycare, and I have parents talk to me about things all the time. Some of them are appropriate and some of them not so much. I generally try to find a way to calmly tell them, this is not something that I may be able to talk about right now. I would have to, look into that or think about it, and then I will get back to you when I can. And there are also some things that you just cannot discuss with people without getting into trouble.
Okay. Thank you.
This is the final question.
Okay.
What else would you like us to know about your board candidacy?
There really isn't much to know that I haven't told you. I am very passionate about not only my own children's education, but the education in our district. I want us to be able to let our students go into society and be ready and feel confident and go where they want to go and be able to get the jobs that they want and to be able to have the qualifications to enter the schools that they would like to enter. And I don't want them to be held back. And I want them to be as prepared and ready as possible.
Great. Well, thank you. Appreciate your time. We appreciate you answering all of our questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. Good evening. I will be starting on Board Member Hatcher. I'll be starting off with the first question.
Okay.
What qualities, skills, and experience would you bring that would be a contribution to the district? And are you willing to pursue additional skills through local and state training opportunities?
Okay. First off, I'm always willing and eager to learn and grow as an individual. Whatever I can do to develop and contribute, I would absolutely pursue. Being a lifelong member of our community, I have grown up here, and my husband and I raise our 2 children here. So, and that's by choice. So we have, we're proud to be here. We are very involved in the community. We volunteer. I've had many roles within the district, as far as being an educator. I was a secretary at the elementary school for a few years. I coach varsity sports and Little League and Little Spikers, so volleyball as well. My husband coaches basketball, and we're proud. We're proud to be here. We're proud to raise our children here, and we're proud to be able to continue our growth within our district. So I'm 100% dedicated and committed to the education of our students here.
Thank you.
Hi, Christine, I'm Carrie Friedman.
Hi.
In your vision for education in this community, what are the most important skills students need when they graduate, and what are the top 3 things you believe DUS needs to work on?
Okay. I feel like what our students really need is the tools to be able to succeed not only within our district as students, but also to further their education throughout college. We need to provide them to be able to be successful going to college and ready for college, and just being able to be an adult and pursue their career and education further outside of the district. And that kind of leads to, I feel that that's one of the things that we need to improve on, is college readiness for our students. My daughter, my oldest, graduated last year, and it was a learning experience for me as well, to be able to give her the tools to make it, to make her be able to succeed in decision making, on where to go, on what tools she needs. So that would be a huge goal that I think our district should invest a bit more in, is college readiness. Another thing is to bring Dowagiac United back, to work together as a district and our community. I know that when I went to school, we were so excited as athletes and members of the community. The football stands were filled. We were high-fiving each other, and we were proud. We were proud to be there. I know I'm still proud, and I raise my children to be proud in the community, but you don't see that, and I would love to see that more. Chieftain Hart, I have seen it several times in the years past, but we don't see it now. And going to other events, you know, whether it's to watch my children play basketball or softball or whatnot, you see the other students in those communities, and they're all, you know, in their school colors, and they're high-fiving each other, and they're proud. They're proud to support their other students, other friends. And I feel like that's something that we're getting there, but it's going to take a little more. And I think that's what we need to bring our community, our staff, our students. I feel like it's, you know, it's like a student and a teacher. It resembles the coach and an athlete. If I'm coaching and I'm excited or I'm positive, they feed off that. And I feel like our students in the classroom feed off the energy that our staff and our parapros and even other parents of the community. So I do feel that those are 2 strong things that I feel that we need to improve on. I'd say a third one, I guess it ties into the engagement of extracurricular activities. Promoting the activities and how fun it is, and how it's not just, you know, whether you play a sport, it's not just that sport. It's a life lesson they're learning. They're going to carry that with them. I carry what I've learned with me. And I feel like we just need to promote that more and make it more exciting and teach and empower children that it's okay to go do it. Go have fun. Stand up and cheer. Get out there and go be on a club that you're not really familiar with or you want to learn more about. Thank you.
Hi, Christina. I'm
Hi,
Brent.
Brent.
What do you see as the role and responsibilities of a school board member?
I see the role and responsibilities of the school board member to set a clear vision on what success that we're working towards, what it is that we want to see, what it is that we're working towards in order to give our district and community the opportunities to succeed.
Thank you.
Good evening, Christina.
Good
Ruth
evening.
Osro. Nice to see you. After review and discussion on significant issues, the board operates by a majority vote. When the majority vote is different from your position, how would you handle the situation?
I feel that with my experience and what I've experienced throughout the community, growing up in the community, and seeing and knowing what all you bring to the table, I feel like in order for us to succeed, we have to engage with each other and be open with each other. I may not see a certain issue the same that Ruth sees, but her experience and her commitment and the same vision, we're all working towards the same vision. We all want our students to succeed, for Dowagiac to be powerful and to provide the education that our students deserve. So, and trusting that each board member, knowing that you're there, I believe that you have the same vision as me. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. So building that trust within the board and of each other would be crucial.
Thank you.
Hi, Christina. Stephanie. What is your understanding of a board member's role regarding the superintendent's responsibilities?
So I believe that the board member and the superintendent work together as a team. The superintendent can bring the recommendations and suggestions to the board and give us all the details there is, all the logistics and whatnot. But at the end of the day, we're a team. And just like we have the same vision and we have the same focus for education, I believe that our superintendent does as well. So as long as we're working together as a team to provide the best possible outcome for our students, then we'll achieve those goals and be successful as a district.
Thank you.
Rob Eckes, good evening. Like many other organizations, our district runs on a chain of command where the board president speaks for the board when necessary. Would you as a board member feel comfortable in this situation?
Short answer, yes. Long answer,
all you
again,
need.
I think it goes back to trusting each other, knowing that we all have different situations that we've experienced, different experiences that we've had throughout the community, events and whatnot. I believe that knowing and trusting each other, that's why there's 7 seats here, right? Because we all can bring different aspects to the board to work together as a whole. So absolutely, I would 100% trust our president to represent us to the best of his ability.
All right. As a board member, you'll be asked to make decisions where you must put aside what's best for you, your family, and your friends to do what's best for the students and the districts. What does this mean to you?
If given the opportunity to serve on the board, it is not my job, nor any of our job, to only think of an individual. Our job is to think of the district, the community as a whole. It may be difficult, but any of us would have to put aside our personal relationships at that point, whether it be, you know, I've been raised here my entire life. I'm now raising my children. My children are all 5 years apart. We know a lot of people. We know a lot of people, and I'm proud of that. I'm proud that we know so many. I'm proud that I can walk through the grocery store and it take me an hour instead of a half an hour because, hey, hi, how are you? How's so-and-so? I feel that within the board, we all have that same vision, and it's going to take a whole, and not a lot of us have to put our personal relationships aside. And I can imagine how difficult it is, but that's how we make a difference, right? That's how we work together, be a team, achieve a goal.
Okay. Describe your response if a parent or concerned citizen cornered you in the grocery store and asked for your support on a particularly hot issue.
Fortunately, I've served on the Dowagiac Athletic Boosters for a few years now, and I've had this happen often, whether it be at the store or the Cass County Fair or my kids showing or whatnot. And I think it's so important that if you're approached and if they, you know, parents sometimes just get hot, right? They're just upset. They don't necessarily know all the gist of the situation, and they just want somebody to listen. They just want somebody to listen so that they feel like there's someone out there that can help them. Sometimes parents don't feel that way. Sometimes if they hear something or their kid is going through something at school, they just feel like they don't know how to get help. You know, so I would listen. I would definitely listen, and I would show my concern to that parent for their child, because every child matters. Every child matters. And I truly believe that, you know, whether it's your own kid or not, when, you know, you're upset about a situation, having someone listen, especially when in the long run you're reaching out for help, it settles you down. And then I would explain to him, you know, there's certain protocols that we all have to follow. You know, thank you for trusting me to tell me. And I would also encourage them to follow the chain of command, because sometimes, again, parents don't know that. They know who the teacher might be. They just need you to listen and maybe explain, and then it may settle some things down.
Thank you.
You've reached the last question.
Yay! No, I'm just kidding.
What else would you like us to know about your board candidacy?
I just would like you to know that I am a proud Dowagiac chieftain. I am proud to be here. I am honored to be sitting in front of you. I am proud of you. I take great pride in being a part of our community. And I truly believe that I would make a positive impact and become a great team member with you in making decisions for our district and our children.
Thank you so much for your time and coming out to do an interview today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi again.
Good evening, Mr. Smith. Tracy Hatchett, I will start the questioning. First question is, what qualities, skills, and experience would you bring that would be a contribution to the district? And are you willing to pursue additional skills through local and state training opportunities?
Qualities and skills that I bring are my vast experience. I've been in education at all levels, so I'm skilled in a lot of areas, mostly personnel. I'm told I have pretty good interpersonal skills. Always willing to learn more, however. I'm reading all the time. I have a huge appetite to learn more, so second part of your question, I'm very willing to grow, acquire more skills, refine the ones that I already have.
Thank you.
Hi, Greg. Carrie Freeman.
Hi, Carrie.
In your vision for education in this community, what are the most important skills that students need when they graduate, and what are the top 3 things that DUS needs to work on?
Top 3.
That you believe DUS needs to work on?
I believe the top skills they need would be work skills, skills that would be portable in the workplace wherever they go, just their skills. Reading and writing are critical. That needs to be a skill that they need. I don't know if you'd call it a skill, Carrie, but the will to grow, the will to grow. Whatever your skill is or whatever your function is in life, if there's a willingness to grow, as Tracy asked me, you'll be okay. If you're willing to work, you have the work skills, and you're willing to grow. So that would be another top skill I would like to see. And again, I don't know if you call it a skill, but a belief in themselves. I think if schools can implant a belief in every child that they can be something with what God gave them, I think that's we should do what we can to see that every kid has that. And what were the 3 things?
Yeah, what are the top 3 things that you believe Dowagiac Union Schools needs to work on?
This isn't just Dowagiac Union Schools, but my experience in schools, the first thing that they need to work on is being sure that the relationship between the student and the adult is a good one. There's a lot of evidence to show that if there's a good relationship between an adult, be it a teacher or a paraprofessional or even bus driver, if there's a good relationship there, then you have fertile ground for growth to take place. So I think that's the top thing any school district should be working on, is the relationship between the adult and the child. Another skill I think, again, all schools should be working on is informing students of their responsibilities as citizens of this country. That we need to start early helping children understand what this country is, how it became that way, and their responsibility in maintaining it. Citizenship, I'd broadly call it citizenship. I think if you work on those 2, everything else will fall in place.
Craig Brewer, what do you see as the role and responsibilities of a school board member?
The role is basically to represent the community, to help the fellow board members ensure that every child is getting a quality education. So my role would be to use whatever skills I could contribute to help the board do what's best for children.
Thank you.
That would be my responsibility.
Good evening, Ruth Russo. After review and discussion on significant issues, the board operates by a majority vote. When the majority vote is different from your position, how would you handle the situation?
Very calmly, accepting, I'm just one member. I've been on the 4 side and I've been on the 3 side a lot in my life. So when I'm on the 3 side, I just have to live with it, realizing that I'm just one. Yeah, I've learned that hard way.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Craig. I'm Stephanie Tucker.
Hi, Stephanie.
What is your understanding of a board's member role regarding the superintendent's responsibility?
The superintendent, good or bad, is the key leader in the school district, and it's the school board's role and responsibility to see that that kind of leadership is guiding the staff in the right direction and even providing the motivation. I spent a lot of time in schools in Grand Rapids area, and we were an agrarian community, and people didn't really want to go to our schools, and we we decided as a group of men administrators we needed some women administrators, and so we went out and we hired some women purposely. And one of them was a great leader. She would be a great superintendent if she were a superintendent. I don't know if she ever was, but she was a great leader because she went and took a kind of a blasé high school, and through her leadership, everybody in that high school felt that they played a big part in contributing to the growth of that high school. So Caledonia High School went from an agrarian school where people just went because there was no place else they could go to a national blue ribbon school through the leadership. So that's an ideal, and there are very few people like Tanya Porter that could do that. But, a leader, the board should do what it can to make sure that their leadership approximates that or is heading toward that. I don't know if I answered your question. I was kind of
Thank you.
obtuse.
Good evening, Craig. Rob Eckes. Like many other organizations, our district runs on a chain of command where the board president speaks for the board when necessary. Would you as a board member feel comfortable in this situation?
Yes, very comfortable. I think that's a good way to be.
As a board member, you'll be asked to make decisions where you must put aside what's best for you, your family, and your friends, and to do what's best for the students in the district. What does this mean to you?
Exactly what you said, Tracy. If I'm on the school board, I'm there to make decisions for the students, the children, which I view as future citizens in this country. So regardless of how I feel about something or how my friends feel or how my sister-in-law feels, I'm interested in the students that we're putting into the society when I'm dead and gone.
All right. Describe your response if a parent or concerned citizen cornered you in the grocery store and asked for your support on a particularly hot issue?
I'm good at getting out of corners, so they wouldn't get me in a corner. I would let them know clearly I'm one member on a board, and if they have an issue that they would like in front of the board, it has to be public, so they can bring the issue to the board, or I'd bring it to the board if they wanted me to, but they get no service from me as a board member in the grocery store.
Okay, thank you.
Last question. What else would you like us to know about your board candidacy?
I'd like you to know I don't have any particular reason to want to be on the school board. I don't have any children in the district. My youngest child's 42. My motivation to be a school board stems from my desire to try to initiate some changes in education. Thomas Jefferson said the strength of our democracy depends on the education of the common citizen. And H.G. Wells said that civilization is a race between education and catastrophe. And I think catastrophe is in the lead, and that education of our common citizen is the way to put education back in the lead to civilization. So I'd like you to know that if you select me to be on the board, I want to be on the board only because I would like to help initiate some of the changes that I think are going to happen to education, whether we like it or not. To embrace these changes instead of react to them. Is there anything else you'd like to know about me?
I don't believe so.
All right.
Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
For coming on. I was-
Thank you.
Craig.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen of the board, Peggy Radmeyer.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Tracy Hatchett, I'll start the questioning.
Okay.
First question is, what qualities, skills, and experience would you bring that would be a contribution to the district? And are you willing to pursue additional skills through local and state training opportunities?
Yes, I would. Yes, I would. do whatever educational training that is provided by state or local that the school district would suggest. My expertise that I think would help me make a direct contribution to the district as a school board member is I'm a licensed CPA, and I have been for the past 10 years. I worked at the city of Dowagiac during that 10-year period, so I have governmental experience, and I've been on a number of different boards in the community and in insurance type of risk management.
Thank you.
All right. Hi, Becky. Carrie Freeman. In your vision for education in this community, what are the most important skills students need when they graduate, and what are the top 3 things you believe DUS needs to work on?
I believe that the students need to be able to read, write. I believe that they need to be able to, once they graduate, hit the ground running. And that could mean that they want to pursue a higher education, or that they want to go into trades, or they have found a job that excites them and they want to start working right away in that role. For things that I think Dowagiac could improve upon is, I think that everyone agrees bad information or negative items always travel faster than good. I think that we could do a better job publicizing the good that the Dowagiac School Board and the Dowagiac School in itself is doing. I don't know that that gets put in front of the community as much as it could. I think that, second, communication in a whole could always be improved upon. That's not just Dowagiac, that's every school board, that's every business, everywhere. There's always room for improvement on communication. And I think that we should really try to do things to increase our student population. Since I did not attend Dowagiac, but my husband's family did, and we are proud to be in the area, and the class size that he graduated with is much larger than the class sizes we have now, and it would be nice to get back to having larger class sizes.
Thank you.
Hi, Brent Brewer. What do you see as the role and responsibilities of a school board?
What I believe the role and responsibilities of the school board member are to provide the strategic vision and the mission. They are not to operate in the day-to-day. That would be the superintendent's role and all the principals, teachers, et cetera. As a school board member, you evaluate the superintendent, you help set curriculum, and you approve the budget.
Thank you.
Hi, Becky. After review and discussion on significant issues, the board operates by a majority vote. When the majority vote is different from your position, how would you handle the situation?
I would handle it respectfully. That's the whole point of the board, is you have 7 different individuals with different backgrounds who are evaluating the situation. And if my viewpoint was different, I would accept that fact and move on.
Thank you.
Hi, Becky. Stephanie.
Hi.
What is your understanding of a board member's role regarding the superintendent's responsibilities?
So you're in charge of evaluating the superintendent. In addition to that, I know that the superintendent, I believe, would keep you informed on a regular basis of different things that are happening. When there are new policies, procedures, or items that need to be updated, there would be discussions with him. And I know that there are different workshops that you as a school board member attend to work on improving Dowagiac schools. So it would be communicating with him on that.
Thank you.
Good evening, Becky. Rob Eckes. Like many other organizations, our district runs on a chain of command where the board president speaks for the board when necessary. Would you as a board member feel comfortable in this situation?
Yes, I would. I've been in this situation on a number of different boards, and that's how it should be ran. I would hope that the school board director would only be giving comments on items that we've voted on.
Question 7. As a board member, you'll be asked to make decisions where you must put aside what's best for you, your family, and your friends, and do what's best for the students and the district. What does this mean to you?
What you described, I think of as servant leadership. It is the primary goal of the school board should be to provide the population for success. It's not just trying to set up your child for success or your friend's children for success. It's really serving the population as a whole. It's putting others' needs before yours.
Okay. Describe your response if a parent or concerned citizen cornered you in the grocery store and asked for your support on a particularly hot issue.
If I were approached in a supermarket by a parent, teacher, or student, I would listen to what they had to say, but I would know that I'm not able to offer my opinion on that. We talked about that's the role of the president, and really that's the role if it's an item that we should be discussing or approving as a school board. But I think it's valid to listen to what everyone has to say and their concerns, because that might be a concern of other people in the district.
Thank you.
So this is the last question. What else would you like us to know about your board candidacy?
So I really believe that everyone should find something that they're passionate about and able to do something better for the community or a group. I have been a group on many different boards, and what I've learned is, most recently, I have been on the Young Professional Board for the past 6 years, and I believe that we've done some really great things for the community, and I believe that the skill set I have would be able to help the Dowagiac School District continue to do great things. I don't know that we get out everything that we do that is positive. It's just really hard to always publicize, and you almost feel like you're bragging when you're saying, hey, this is all the great things that are going on, but it is important to do that. I'm really proud that we're able to call Dowagiac home. My husband's farm has been here over 150 years. I am thrilled to be able to have a job in this community and not have to drive, an hour away to a larger city. I think that it would be wonderful if we can provide all the students who graduate from Dowagiac Union Schools with that ability to find something that they're passionate about and to help build a better community.
Well, thank you so much for coming out tonight. We greatly appreciate your time. Have a great day.
Thank you so much for all your time.
Thank you.
Are we talking or are we just going?
We just do the first page, right?
We will tally them up, and you will give them to Jonathan. Jonathan will put all.
Okay,
the
so
numbers
no
together.
discussing.
Yeah, not at this point.
We're just doing this page, correct?
We're just on this page.
Okay.
Yes. So you gotta write them on.
Who's all? That's the one you're supposed to fill out.
This one, yeah, I have a board's president.
Yeah, we know.
Okay. Yeah.
No, I'm not cheating. Oh. No cheating.
So we go ahead, from here, we'll just go ahead and rate G, K, S, and U, the 4 individuals.
To do that, we have discussion, however you'd like to proceed, Mr. President.
Discussion.
Using the candidates'
Letters.
letters.
I mean, what's the point of discussing if we've already put our numbers down? No, I mean, are we supposed to advocate for a person we like the most, or like,
Well, because the number should speak for itself. That's what I feel. That's just me.
This is the beauty of being a superintendent in this situation.
So,
Get away from
Does everyone have their numbers picked? Yes?
if everybody has their numbers picked, we can go ahead and collect and give them to Jonathan.
You don't, Carrie? You're
No, I
saying-
do.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
You said-
Mr. Superintendent, no reason for discussion.
I'm getting more steps in.
I just need, I got mine.
Sorry.
like to announce it to the top line, so the names. Okay. Okay, so we do not have a clear number one. There is a close between number one and number two. Candidate K, which is Becky Grabmeyer, along with candidate U, which is Christina Carpenter, are the two top choices of the board. Can we have discussion?
Absolutely. Motion second, discussion.
Motion what for? Just to discuss?
Motion to vote, for the board to select between the two, to vote on the two.
Okay.
Name two. For the second, we'll move to that vote, and then standard step is discussion at that point.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion then to go ahead and select, do we got to select one of those, or?
Yeah, it's a vote by name of who each board member would like to see fill they should fill the seat.
I'd like to make a motion then to be able to select which one of those we would like to be able to appoint to be able to fill the empty seat.
Second.
Can I get a motion?
Second.
Motion. Can I get a second?
Oh, second. He
sorry.
said as, or such as, whatever it's called.
Motion.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
So I got a second, so now we'd like to open it up for discussion.
Yes.
Not everybody at once.
I'd like to advocate for Becky Grabmeyer. I have sat on the Young Professionals Board with her, although I haven't been on that board in a couple of years. But she is connected, has got 2 young kids in the district. I just know her to be a strong individual, able to make her own opinions, form her own opinions. She's clearly logic, collect information, make a decision. So, really know what else to say. That is who I would, like to advocate for. That's who I'd like to see fill the seat. Although I do want to say I got a little emotional because I'm just so heartbroken and sad still that we are filling Rhonda's seat. So, I had a moment. Guess I'm having another one, but
That's okay.
we're going to power through.
No, it's understandable. Tracy, thoughts?
Well, my thoughts is, my vote was strong was for Christine Carpenter. I feel that, based on the information she gave, I think she would be a powerhouse to the board. Just listening at the things that she brings to the board and her, input and the things that she's done in the community, I think she'd be a positive influence to the board.
Ruth, I'll start with you.
I'm gonna just kind of sit here and I already know how I'm voting. I'm just listening. Go ahead.
Stephanie?
I'm a powerhouse for Christina as well. She brings a lot to the table. She's got experience in the community. She's been on several boards as well too. I believe she's got a good belief of what we need on here as well, and what's right for our students, our staff, and our community.
I like as far as our interview process goes, I think Becky Grabmeyer had the best interview by far of everyone. Her servant leadership, chain of command, her the fact that she's a CPA, her logic. She seems like she's going to get details before she makes a decision. Doesn't seem like emotions will be involved in that. She's seems like a pretty straight shooter. That's my thoughts.
I guess I'll have a little bit to say. This is very difficult because I thought we had 4
Yes.
excellent candidates.
I agree.
I've had a really hard time. I never dreamed that they would all interview so well, and it's very, very hard. But the thing that stands out, and Becky and Christina, you know, I see that, but I really like the fact right now that Christina is so active in the sports area and is concerned, you know, and that I think we need that. And
Becky is as well. She didn't say it. She's coached Little Spikers.
Yep,
She's
yep,
coached
yep.
basketball, and her husband both coach baseball.
Right.
So-
So I don't know, I'm leaning that way. For all the reasons. She just really interviewed well. They both did.
If you have something to add, Mr. President, if not, roll call.
Yeah, this is going to be probably the hardest decision that I have had to make as a board member. Having a relationship, of friendship, I guess is a better way, with both of these individuals is not going to be an easy decision. Both of them bring so much, could be bringing so much to the board. I felt that both of them interviewed very well. Yeah, I guess this is, let's go ahead and go with the roll call. Zoe.
Christina Carpenter.
Becky Graham.
Christina Carpenter.
Christina Carpenter.
Becky Grabmeyer.
Grabmeyer.
So because that is a 3-3, we're going to have to go back to discussion.
Correct.
I had a feeling it was going to happen. So let's go back to discussion. How does everybody feel pretty strongly about where their vote lies at this point?
I do.
Yeah.
Because somebody's gonna have to come up, we're gonna have to be able to talk through this. We're gonna have to be able to work through this right now.
Well, I'll point out, I'm not, just because I'm advocating for my candidate, Ruth, some of the things you said you liked about Christina, which I do as well, because, I mean, her husband coaches basketball, I'm coaching basketball, like, I know all of the things. But you did say you liked that she was involved in the sports. So is Becky. She just didn't mention that, but I do happen to know that she is, so.
My decision's based more on our students' education, the leadership, our communication than it is sports. Sports are important.
No, I'm
but-
not, I agree.
Oh, no,
with that.
I know you're
Okay.
not, but I'm just,
Yeah.
and the way I'm looking at it,
Right.
sports are very important, and it does bring more people to our community.
Christina has,
But
I think she has a lot of other qualities that she's organized and can communicate, and I think she had overall, she was my favorite for lots of reasons.
Yeah, they were both my top two.
Mine too. They both did great.
And I think the reason that I put Becky just slightly above would simply be a couple of the answers that Becky gave was around that, being a servant leader. Also around wanting to get back to increasing our student population and getting our enrollment back. She touched on some of that as well. I think she hit a home run as far as on question number 5, where she was talking about what the role is as far as a board member. I mean, Christina had some good answers too. So again, this is not easy.
There was a difference for me in question 2. Christina only mentioned college readiness. She said work-life skills as well, but she really focused on the college readiness. She didn't focus on career or vocational, and Becky touched on all 3 of those.
Which I was happy to hear
Yeah.
Christina say that college readiness. readiness.
Well, college readiness is huge, yes, but
That
she,
was.
you know, not everybody in Dowagiac is going to go to college.
Right.
They're just not. So I was, you know,
And Christina also mentioned extracurricular activities, which we've all said is
Yeah.
a huge piece, so as I argue on both sides right now. That's what it is. Tracy,
I think both
additional
of them,
thoughts?
they both did great, all of them did great interviews, but
Yeah.
these were the two who really hit, but Christina's, just some of the answers that she gave really went well with me. That's just me. You know, I don't see nobody doing a better job than anybody else, but just from my point of view, that's who I would choose. And she's in the community. She's from the community. She's been serving in the community. That means a lot. And she's known in the community. That goes a long ways. Your influence in the community is not what you know, it's who you know.
Sure.
And she knows a lot of people in the community.
Yeah,
since you said you liked Becky too, would you support a vote for Becky? I know Christina's your favorite. I'm just asking if you would support a vote for Becky.
I'm gonna, whatever the board wants to do, you stop. You know, I am a total team player, but that's just my point of view.
Yeah.
You know, that's me. And
what's your thoughts, Ruth?
What do you think?
I've said my piece again, but I also argued both sides, so.
Yeah. Well, I know Becky, I know she's a wonderful, wonderful person, and she's
Mhm.
got lots, I mean, I think they're so close, they're both so close.
They are.
There was just something about, I don't know, I just clicked that the other way. I mean, I think they're both wonderful people, it's too bad we don't have two seats.
Right.
You know, yeah, so.
Rob, you're pretty solid on Becky.
Yeah, I like having a board of 7 individuals. And she's very positive about things, but she's really not like anyone else on this board. Not like that. Just the CPA background and just her clear and concise answers. She seems pretty level.
Mr. President, it sounds like you have, Mrs. Freeman committed to hers, yourself, Ruth, you're at 3-3, so somebody has to be willing to move to Region 4-2. That's where we're at.
Okay. Let's go back at it one last time. Again, they're so close to me. It's, I don't think that by choosing one or the other, we're going to make a wrong decision, I guess. But Tracy, you're pretty solid on Christine, yes.
I really am. I mean, nothing against her because she got some good information also. It's just my thing is so strong with being a person that's such a strong influence in the community. That's very important.
Okay.
So that's that, and then she brought other things, but that right there is really a powerful statement.
Carrie.
No, it's okay. It's just interesting that you guys didn't get that. But Becky and I are not friends. We are, you know, I shouldn't say we're not friends. I probably do know her best, better than anyone else on this board because I have served with her and I was friends with her husband in high school. But she works at Wolverine. She works in the community. She is in the community as well. And that did not come off because it's just saying some of the things that you guys liked about Christina, which I did as well, again. So Becky also has. So, you know, she mentioned her husband's farm has been in Dowagiac for 100 years. She still is from the area. Her mother owns Creative Vinyl. She works in the community. So, but I guess that just didn't come across in her interview, which is fine. But again, I'm advocating for my candidate, so. She is also involved in the community, worked for the city for 10 years, now works at Wolverine, so coaches. But yeah.
I mean, if you look at Christina's list of accomplishments and what she does and has done in her job, she's a lot of good things on here. So, as there is on Becky's too, so I'm not here to
It's hard, they're both.
run
It's
down.
realistic. It's just-
Well,
So we have another vote, Mr. President?
I think we're gonna have to have another vote. Christina.
Grabmeyer.
Christina.
Christina.
Grabmeyer.
Christina.
All right. As there's no more business, I move to adjourn the meeting. Hearing no objection, I need a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
Can I get a
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
None opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, everybody, for your time. I appreciate it greatly.